It's going to be a great show, everybody.
When they might be quite simply untalented or just lazy.
Speaking of untalented,
or all three at once.
Or all three at once.
You bet now.
Oh yeah! You ready, Ryan?
Yes. Welcome to the LeafCast, a first-time reader show based on the epic fantasy series The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. My name is Ryan, and I'm currently sharing knowledge with topless windfinders.
Nice.
Topless?
Hello, and I am Ryan's brother Dan, and I swear by the honor of House Turkand of Andor that I will do my best to keep your secret from any who would harm you or your people. And we are the way to leave.
We are the way to leave. This is the LeafCast, and we are on episode 72, covering chapters 20 through 22 of The Shadow Rising. Everybody, if you can't catch this live, this is a first-time reader show, and what we are doing is rereading our this wonderful book with our first-time readers who are experiencing it for the first time, and it's great to experience it through their eyes. If you can, please hit that like and subscribe button. Here.
Smash it.
Smash.
Well, the sweetest people that join us every week, though. Yes. No.
All right. So that's a great, amazing point. Josh texted the group text earlier and said, "Wow, I can't believe you're making me stop on this on this chapter. We are sorry."
The puppets. It's all your fault.
Puppets.
But yeah, Josh will.
Walk the belt.
Our friend Josh may or may not be able to join us as he is on fatherly duties, and
we all salute that.
It is just happening. It's happening for him. He does live in, the COVID states.
Happens.
Duty.
All right, everybody, welcome. I'm so happy everyone is joining us. Can you hear music? I think music has stopped right now, but were you hearing the intro music?
No.
Did you hear intro music?
We heard, during the 5-minute intro.
Okay, no, but how about this? All right, damn it. How about this? Let me know when you hear.
Nothing.
We will. We'll just keep talking, and then once we hear music,
we don't hear anything. So, where are we starting tonight, Brother Dan? Oh my gosh, golly gee, these were fucking crazy chapters to read.
Well, it's good seeing you guys first. Kay, it's been a while, like 2 days.
I don't even care. I love you all. I just want to figure this
Todd,
out.
it's good seeing you.
Brother Dan. Brother Dan, Kay, always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
Got some Blue Bottle coffee this weekend. Thought of you, my man.
I heard about that.
It's delicious, and the people there were top notch.
Yeah, I saw it on the Slack channel, the Blue Bottle Slack channel. They're like, this puppet came to Blue Bottle, and he said that he knows Todd Coleman.
I'm like, I'm here for the Tadore. And they said, we know it. He has a stone face, hangs out with Green Aja. We're like, that's exactly.
They're like, yeah, we know that guy. We know that roaster.
David Cook, you know that's not true. I'm taller than this puppet. So yeah, we are talking about, we're going to bust through 3 chapters if we can. We are doing chapters 20 through 22. And this is pretty much, everyone's leaving the stone in these 3 chapters.
The craziest shit ever.
We've been in the stone for 20 chapters, more than that, because we're in the stone for a couple in the last book.
That's right.
But Elaine and Nynaeve. This starts with Elaine and Nynaeve. They are already on the Windfinder boat. and we get to see some of the Windfinder stuff. This is called Wind Rising. It's chapter 20. It's got cool waves. Looks like that could be like a Red Hot Chili Pepper tattoo or something. Who knows? But
Definitely 90s tattoo.
But at the end of the last chapter, they had just sealed a deal with the Windfinders. We're talking about all this stuff, and suddenly something happened with the boat. The boat went wham, just started slamming.
Whoopam!
Like, this continues right after that. They're like, what on
or
earth?
whoopam?
Splash, like a splashy.
Sploosh, splash.
They
Yep.
go on up to go
sploosh.
check to see what happened. The Elaine and Nynaeve both go out and upstairs, and they're like, that was Rand. That's got to be Rand. Nynaeve's like, yeah, it's probably because he read your letters and didn't reacted well. Men are dumb.
Ooh.
Quote, men always overreact when they let their emotions go. It's the price for holding them in the way they do. If you guys want, that could be a drinking obligation, but I have others in here. I didn't underline that one specifically. But she's
a drinking obligation.
yeah. You go ahead. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead. She did
Yeah.
just talk about gender in a
I'd also
way
like
that
to,
wasn't
I
hers.
think that's important, and also I think that this could be an opportunity to say hello to the rest of our friends that have.
Hey, Capitolina
What's
Agapova.
happening?
Hey, glory to Ukraine.
Hello, Carrie John. Hello,
Karri.
always hi, Benjamin.
You know what? Just put in earbuds and I'll start singing softly to you, Carrie John, and you can fall asleep to the dulcet tones.
I'll read passages
Oh yeah,
in
we'll
my
just
deep
have
voice.
we'll just have Todd do ASMR book readings.
And I'll open beers.
No, I think it just means
Master
Carrie John has a specific request each time, though.
That's for our OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. OnlyFans page is hot tonight.
So they go on up, and boom, guess who's on the deck? But Tom and Julian. Darn it, guys! Tom and Julian right on that boat. They're like, "Why are you guys here?" And it goes into a little. Elaine takes over. She's like, "Nynaeve, let me handle this."
I got this.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't get all bent out of shape like you normally do. And she's like, "Yeah, pot, meat, kettle."
That was a cute moment.
First she asks Julian. She's like, "Master Sandar, why are you here?" Quote, "The last time we saw you, you had not served us very well." And he's like, "The fuck I didn't." Quote, "I do remember, and the last time I served you was in the company of Matt Cawthon when we pulled you both out of the water before the Silver Pike could get you." Meaning dungeon, dark friends. He's like, don't give me that. I saved your ass once, and I'm here again to do it. But apparently he was there because Lan told him like a half hour ago. He's all, "Get your ass on that boat now, boy.
Boy.
Wait,
Yep.
wait. And do it." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll do it." And this is our first drinking, our second drinking obligation. The first one I underlined was whenever, of course, Lan is described as stone-faced, which, quote, "a tall stone-faced man calling himself Lan." So, Slanjar. Wait.
Yeah, Tyshar Stoneface.
Go.
Wait, past the lips and over the tongue. Look out, liver, because here it comes. But he's like, "Yeah, but I'm badass myself." And it says, quote, "I'm not without certain skills that can be useful." The staff whirled in his hands, a whistling blur, and was still. So he had to give he pulled out his resume.
Yeah, he had to
He's
flex.
like, well, okay, here's my experience.
That's a battle bro flex right there,
It was a
Battle
Battle
Bro
Bro flex.
Flex. BBF.
right there.
By the way, guys, in the like
Hashtag that shit.
the like early 2000s, did you guys get the bro flex? It was supposed you
The
could
bro
apparently
flex?
fold it up and put it in your closet, but it never worked.
The
Dude, it
Bro
was all
Flex.
over. It was all over Santa Cruz, as Ryan and I know
Bro
very well.
flexes.
Bro
Yeah.
flexing.
Bro flex or the
I thought the Bro Flex was like what they call date rape in Southern California.
Oh no! Oh no! Ryan, you just
no.
demonetized us.
Yeah.
You cannot use that word.
Again.
R word. Stop it.
right here.
No, I'm like it's an expose. Bro Flex. Bad.
Bro. What is Bro Flex? By Ryan Morgan.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
there we
bored.
go.
There we go.
What?
Just doing a show for fun now. All right. So, Tom, we find out that Maureen had asked Tom to go, and he's like, "I know my shit too. I've been to Tanchico. I know my way around. I can help." But Elaine is taken by the fact that she recognizes Tom, and in fact, she pulls on his fucking facial hair. Yoink! She yoinks on his mustache. It says, "Quote."
Does.
That familiarity tickled at Elaine's mind again. Before she realized what she was doing, she reached up and tugged at one of his long white mustaches.
Are we waiting yet? I
love
love
it.
Elno.
Why, Elno?
God, fucking
Yeah,
why
no.
Elno?
We.
I
Go away.
love you. That's so funny.
She
Go
put it
away.
on his face, and he's like,
It's
"Don't
adorable.
do that.
This
Don't-
connection
that
is
hurts."
adorable.
She's 20,
Right?
19, 18. I mean,
An
anyway.
old man could get the wrong idea. No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
Oh my God, old man, bearded.
Yep.
Well,
Nope.
no.
Yeah.
To Todd's point,
Right.
though, Kay, we have seen a creeper
Oh,
in Tom's actions before.
I don't like to think of him that way.
When we first showed up at the
really like this whole
Yeah,
interaction.
he called Egwin a pretty little thing and said,
yeah,
you
when he
could
first
say,
showed up at Evansfield, he's like, "I always have
Hey,
the prettiest."
Sorry.
Chris,
relationships with them.
K, Tom
Tom,
will fuck
not
anything.
even-
We know this. Tom will fuck
Pretty
anything.
little slip of a girl.
He's like,
Yeah,
I got
he
too
was
many
like-
helpers.
Egwin's like 16. He's like, oh, you want to help me? You can have me certain apparatus during my
Whoa.
yeah. Oh, quote unquote. Boom.
We didn't write this, Carissa.
Apparatus.
Tom's still a good guy, though.
Yeah, don't kill the messenger.
We didn't write this.
Tom's still a good guy, despite all of that. Okay.
So she says, "Quote, forgive
He's
me. I
effective.
seem
How
to
about this?
remember-
He's not good. He's effective. I don't think Tom's a good guy at all.
Oh, okay. Effective.
I think he's flawed, like I am. Like I don't think anyone on this screen is good.
He's a gray character. A gray.
We're all gray on this right here. LeafCast is gray. Look at you. Look in the mirror, bitches.
Look in the mirror, bitch. We look beautiful, hey? Yeah.
Brother Dan, do you think Tom's a good character or a flawed character? Is he morally good or just it wants to be good?
I think that he
Good-
has.
good point.
I didn't even say it, Ryan, and it was a good point.
No,
He's the best.
I'm not saying good point to BR. Sorry, BR says being flawed doesn't mean you
Okay,
aren't
he
good.
was like, oh my God, that was super rude. Okay, yes, Brother Dan.
He has the best intentions, Tom, I think. They just don't always
Yeah.
pan out the way he wants them.
Uh-huh.
Especially when it comes to young women helpers or, you know, his
Like
assistants.
women like what was her name? Dina.
Oh, yeah.
You really liked Tina, as I remember.
Like
that was sad.
he's got a gray mustache, and that woman is very
Very not not mustachio.
Her mustache is not gray.
Her mustache is not existing. I mean, that's okay.
All right. I'm
I
not.
have curious.
I'll stop
As
stressing down Tom.
Dash. Here's the thing: these little puppets and hairy ass fucking eyebrows don't know.
Yeah, tell us what we don't know.
When I look at the television, I want to
See me,
no.
stare right back at
Oh,
me,
shit.
Mr.
God, there's
We
so
all
many
want to
guys.
be
Okay,
big
you know what?
stars.
Fuck off! I have nothing more to say. You're right.
I wish I had some braids. I wish I had fake braids.
When it comes back around, you're gonna be sorry.
Dude, Mr. Jones.
As happy as I can be. She says, quote, forgive me. I seem to remember doing that before. I mean, I am sorry. Light, why did I do that? He must think I'm an imbecile. And he's like, I would remember, he said very stiffly.
Stiff.
So, all right, let's go. So let's go ahead and drink for that.
Definitely.
All right. Well, while we're drinking,
Because she pulled out his stash and he said something very stiffly.
Give me it.
Robert.
All right, BR. No, what I'm talking about is the power difference between a man and a woman, and an 80-year-old man and a 6-year-old woman might have a influence, power. I think that's all different in those regards. But anyways,
We guys, right now we have another drinking obligation. Quote.
This is so hard.
I'll just say this out of
this
context.
is so hard. Oh yeah, you poor thing, Todd.
Todd.
They may come as long as they agree to do what they are told.
Yep. Yes,
All right.
they may come.
Animal. Todd.
Not that I certainly hope with all my intention that they will come.
But that was taken out of context. That was actually Nynaeve assenting to allow Tom and Julian to accompany them because the Wave Mistress or the Windfinder was like, hey, it's their call. We're taking the Aes Sedai. We don't normally take Aes Sedai. It's their boat. They gave us a shit ton of gift money, but gift. It's their. If they don't want you, you're off. Which is rare because we learned that the Sea Folk, as a tradition, do not refuse fare. They, excuse me. Yeah, hold on.
Well, they're like very much also against taking Aes Sedai on their boat, right?
They yes, and we learn why. I mean, which is awesome. But they make before that they make Julian and Tom swear it, baby. You're gonna listen and be obedient to us. And Tom's like, hey, Gleeman are their own men. We're free, baby. And she's like, swear it. He's like, fine.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
And then they take off. They launch. Boom. Off into the sea. Sea folk. What do we like about it, Kay?
What I like about it that there's just like a lot of I don't know what was I talking about. This is constantly what happens to me.
Tom and Julian?
Yeah. Oh.
Was that what? Yeah. I mean, yeah. Go ahead, Todd.
Oh, I love the fact that they're together and they're kind of paired together, reluctantly. And they don't know each other, I guess, right? Julian Sandar and Tom Maryland. Mm-hmm. So
Correct.
that's cute. It's adorable. They're two like badass swordsmen. Like, I don't know. That'll be interesting.
They're like, we got your back, and one I had already betrayed him, and the other one's an old man Gleeman.
So many things could come from that. I'm looking forward to that relationship and their adventures
Tom and
with
Julian. Is it
Yeah,
going to
Tom
be
and Joel
like Starsky and Hutch?
Elaine and then Naive all together. It'll be interesting.
I just love the whole like. Yeah, I agree with you totally. I'm looking forward to that too, and I also just like love the whole relationship between Elaine and Tom, and that Elaine just doesn't know what the fuck she's like. She knows Tom.
He's so familiar, but she can't
And
place it.
it's so cute. Yeah.
Well, where do you think
I wanna,
where do you
like,
think
tug
that
on
comes
his
from?
mustaches. Well, because he was more Days' lover, right? So like he was there and bouncing Elaine on his knee. We read
Okay.
that before, and so like there's all this history there that she
Yeah.
just didn't recall.
Yeah,
And
she-
I also thought it was interesting. Like I have this whole paragraph. Okay.
highlighted. No, she even says he like
Honestly,
he's
like this, I was like
Well.
totally identifying with Elaine in this chapter because. Were you gonna say something? I'm sorry.
No,
No,
you
it's-
keep going.
keep going. Yeah. Tell us
We're
what
here
you're
to hear
saying.
you.
I was gonna say that, like, yeah, I totally relate to Elaine because I like often open my mouth and it's like she opened her mouth and suddenly everything went out of her head.
Right.
I know that
It
line.
was very familiar to me.
Well, because she
But I
got
don't know what the
distracted, though.
happened to her, but like that seems weird. And like
Well,
another,
okay, I think she does explain what happens, though. So she is talking to Tom. She's like almost grasping it, and as you said, everything went out of her head.
Which
But,
is very
I mean, and
psychedelic.
She was looking at dolphins. They're talking.
Is
all
that ego death, Dan?
existential. What's that?
maybe that
Did
was
she
just
experience ego death?
eating some bad mushrooms or something.
It's possible. She
Or
saw
good
the
mushrooms,
DMT elves.
Or that.
But here's
There's
what
a-
happened. It says that so there was channeling going involved. So that's why she was like, so Tom, I think you wait a minute. Boom. And she went and because there was
Is
channeling
that
going
how
on.
it is? She's like,
All right, so brother Dan, I think this is Josh. I think
There's-
this is Dan. Did you write this?
Elaine, no.
No.
So I think Josh is writing this. So
Oh,
this
this
is
is
Josh's
Josh.
contribution
This is to
to the conversation.
Josh.
Does
okay.
Elaine know her father?
Is it
Is
implied?
it implied that her relationship with Tom is threaded through the needle of her lack of a father figure? How do we interpret Tom and by her her behavior in the?
What's the
Oh
next?
no!
Oh no, there's 2 of 2.
Oh, it
One of
goes
2,
down.
and
It
then
goes
2 of
down right
2.
here. Here we
Oh,
go.
no. Where is it?
Put it up. Does
Where's the
Elaine-
other one? I can't find it. Oh no!
Oh, maybe he's still
questions.
working on it.
Oh
It
man,
won't. I can't get it to pop up.
we don't have it.
In that regard,
There's definitely a lot to talk
In that
about.
regard. All right.
Behavior. No, yeah.
Okay.
Click on that one.
What do we think of that?
How do we interpret Tom's
Okay.
behavior in that regard?
Does Elaine know her father? No, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. No, there's no indication that she knows right now. That's what my feeling is. That
Yeah, she hasn't
There's
figured it
nothing
out. She hasn't put
there.
it together.
as soon as she tries to open her mouth to explain,
Wait, no. Wait. That's a different question, though. I don't. The idea of like, does Elaine know who her father is? Like, is the implication that Tom is the father, or is the implication that
That's what Robert
she just doesn't know?
Jordan's. He's
I think that's what RJ's
Is
doing.
that what we're getting at? We think Tom is Elaine's actual father.
I don't know. I don't
He's
fucking know. But I
definitely-
don't care.
Robert
Come on,
Jordan's
bitch.
Her
definitely.
life. Todd.
Well, who's Elaine's father?
Yeah, he's definitely. Actually, I don't think we know at this point in the book, right? I don't think it's been really established. Like,
I don't.
I mean,
think
she's the daughter of
maybe Josh.
Morgassi.
Yeah. Well,
I'll try and
She's the daughter of
I'll try
Morgassi
and-
and the
Yeah.
daughter heir of it.
Oh wait, Josh is popping
But I
in
don't
here.
think
Wait,
we-
wait. There's a voice.
I'll try to explain myself better. Sorry, my voice is kind of fucked up right now.
All right,
But-
Josh, let us know.
So I think there is the question: does Elaine know who her father is? Is it Tom? But on the other hand, I think you guys all touched on the notion of her lack of a father figure leading her to be attracted to older men.
Yeah.
And is Tom attracted to younger women? We know that. So there's like a multiple perspectives going on, all of which could be valid, some of which could be super creepy, other of which could be really heartwarming and endearing.
Yeah, I'm going.
Yes.
Well, I mean, but
Exactly.
so I think
I totally agree.
whether or not it's one or the other depends on whether or not Tom knows who Elaine is. And what do you think about that? So if Tom
definitely
believes,
knows who Elaine is. He even
Tom
Then-
knows
then
who
how can
Elaine
that-
is, but
then
Elaine
how
He
is it
says,
creepy?
"Oh, Miss
She's
Tracking."
Mistress
Right,
Japan,
right.
Yeah.
yeah, how can it be creepy? Tom has not done anything creepy towards Elaine. It's
Well,
only
he
Elaine
says you're a
thinking-
lot like your mother. That
Uh-oh.
indicates that there is
Right.
this
Yeah.
history.
Whoops!
Yeah.
Oh no!
It's
And
like,
he's kind of flirting with
That's
her on
right.
the
to the
bow of the
point, just
ship.
like your mother. Both
And-
free,
oh,
you
you
know,
know,
The symbolism of the dolphins. Come on, like,
the dolphins.
has anyone ever read like a bad
Flipper?
romance novel? Like the
Without
dolphins,
dolphins?
like
I only
representing
skipped to
always
the
happens
sex
prior
scenes.
to the sex scene in the fucking creepy softcore porn book.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
sounds
only
right.
skipped to
Yeah,
the
that's
sex scenes.
Diane
that sounds
Steele's.
right.
That's Diane
they're
Steele's
like-
like trope.
It's
right there.
Diane Steele, exactly.
Daniel Steele or Diane?
Was it Daniel? Oops.
Daniel Steele.
Ryan would know. What? Ryan,
It's
what's the
my
Yeah,
mother.
well,
proper
Apparently-
apparently,
pronunciation of her
apparently
name?
Benjamin knows that dolphins mean fucking.
She felt his
Who
member
doesn't know
firm
that?
against her
Dolphins?
thigh.
I'm not attracted to dolphins. I don't know this. I'm sorry.
Well, if they find you in the water, they're not only going to push you to shore, but they might put their penis inside of you.
It might. Well,
They'll
I mean,
push
okay.
you to shore. They
It's a
also
documented
west.
fact.
So,
might-
But,
Josh,
like, but where would they put it in you? But where though? Like,
If
in
you're
your
a man,
mouth?
they put it in your butt.
well,
That
This is
is-
what happens in
Wait, are you
Florida.
swimming
let
naked?
me redirect. Let me redirect.
This is what happens in Florida.
What's happening? How are you getting your butt fucked by a dolphin? Are you
Joshua!
naked?
No, dolphins fuck
I've
manatees
been-
all the time.
I've never
Yeah.
been more proud of Josh.
Dolphin? Yeah. Well, hey, I would fuck a manatee too if I was a dolphin.
So,
Very
Josh,
sexy.
do you think that this whole dolphin scene is just romance?
I don't know, but I mean, you have to be open to the idea of interpreting that way, given
sure.
everything
Yeah.
else that's going on in the context of the text.
No, very good
Possibly,
point.
yeah.
Yeah, well.
Well, what happens
This
right
has
after
got
though
me
is that is Tom challenging all myths and legends.
Oh, this is a great
so
part.
Yeah. So we have the. So I wonder how the dolphins, being legendary, like religious or smart, or they would save humans. That's what Elaine was thinking. Yeah, she had read that they would, if a human fell off a boat, they would swim him to shore. But she doesn't know what happened. And then Tom starts talking about the unreliability of even the stories that he tells. He says, quote,
Well,
did
but,
Mosk and Merc really fight with spears of fire? And were there ever giants? Go on, Todd.
This whole part is amazing.
well, it's all
Yeah, this
prefaced
is one of
though.
my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all prefaced though. She's like, Tom, are you going to write the Legend of Rand? And, Loyal's writing a book too. And Tom's like, who cares? We're just going to be seeds. It's such a great part. One of my favorite
Right.
parts of the chapter. And just about like myth and legend and how that distorts things and how the narrator it becomes unreliable. He says like, oh, your name might not be even pronounced the right way. Or you
Yeah.
might be
Right.
the hero of the story. Like,
They're like,
So
"Who knows,
many-
maybe I would be the
I'm
hero.
gonna be the
Yeah.
hero of the story myself, but
but
like,
so it's really
bullshit.
great.
No, because we don't
Yeah.
fucking know until like the turn of the Age of Legends or something like that. Like the age starts again, right?
Yeah.
Happens.
The
Right.
Potter's
So,
Age.
and he challenges one story he tells. He's like, yeah, all right, so Arthur
Like
Hawkling,
breaking
right?
of the world.
So he fought 100 duels in one day. Can't happen.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about it, Elaine. It can't happen. You can't do that in one day. And everyone just watch their king fight 100 duels? No, think about it. And she's like, well, that's what the books say. And he's like, they're dumb. This stuff changes. No one
Yeah.
knows.
So
Which
now,
is-
I
like,
like it because it feels like I'm sorry if this offends anyone, and
offend
I'm
too. Well,
thin-skinned.
maybe don't say it.
anyone.
No. Well,
Oh,
so
I can't wait. What?
Maybe don't say it.
maybe don't say it. Let me say what I was gonna say. What's interesting is like we meet Tom, and his first thing he says is, "I'm gonna tell you stories about blah 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 blah." And now we're on book 4, and he's like, "Hey, do
He's
we
like, "They're
even
probably
know
all
if this is
bullshit."
fucking real or not?"
Yeah.
It feels
They're probably
biblical, like to Josh's point. Is all I was saying.
No,
What's
it
so
does.
amazing is like Tom saying those in the first place opened the story up to this amazing, like, fantastical level where we're all like, what's going on? Like, what? Like I'll tell you about like ages that come and ages that have come in the past, ages that will come. We're just like blah blah blah. But what? And now,
Right.
you know,
He's kind of
like
disillusioned.
he's questioning his own stories that he's been like profligating around the nation or whatever, around
And
the
to
country.
that point, Ryan, right after Elaine's like, well, no, they were going to go to Shara instead, but they changed their course. And Tom's like, Shara? Where the fuck is that? I've never heard of Shara. Huh.
This
So
all
that's-
is very foggy at this point.
This shit's weird.
And
Okay,
again,
this
shows
shit,
I
his
disagree with
ignorance,
you
yeah.
though, Ryan.
weird. I've wrote down weird in my journal several times throughout.
wait, Josh is disagreeing with me, but I don't remember saying anything definitive. Go on, Josh.
I disagree with you about Tom questioning his own stories. The dude already knew they were myths. He's a myth teller. He's not a soothsayer.
But he's being
a
critical, though.
They were
Sooth-
true. He's outlining, he's expanding her universe to include his multiplicity of truth, not vice versa.
But he is being critical, though, of like
My
high
eye
chant.
is literally twitching.
Yeah, he
Right.
is.
And of course he's being critical of it because he knows all of it and he
But you
has
say-
intimate knowledge of its lack of truthfulness. And its
I mean, what do
mythological
you mean?
character.
She started off. He said, "I'll tell you about Mosk and Merc and how they fought with like
Liz,
whatever." Blah.
Liz,
He was talking
Right,
about
but he was never telling the truth. He was using that as a mythology.
why? How? Why?
'Cause
Why?
You're
he's
right.
a bard. That's what he does. He entertains people.
He's a gleeman.
So you're just telling stories. Yes.
So, Age of Legends, did Mosk and Merc really fight with spears and fire, and were they even giants?
It's in the sentence. Age of Legends.
Was Elizabeth really queen of the whole world, and was Anla really her
Well, I mean, and we got to go back to the whole thing in the very beginning. Like
I guess what I'm saying is I disagree that he's changing his perspective now. He already didn't believe the truthfulness of these, despite having told the stories over and over.
So,
Or
okay,
he's in there
he
multiple-
describes-
brother
He
Dan,
describes
what's
the
the
logic.
what's the beginning?
He's-
I'm sorry, real quick. What's the beginning? A whole like legends turn to myth. Like, what's the whole beginning statement? Because this is where it all goes back to.
Well,
It's
okay.
about
Yeah, you're right. Okay, let me.
It's about like
I'm
old
sorry.
chant. It's about old tongue and high chant being flowery waves that say something that you can't.
It says,
remember
"Wheel
why.
of time turns and ages come to pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades.
Oh,
to
you
myth,
wanted
and
that.
even myth is long forgotten." But
Sorry.
Ryan, but it's even
Uh.
he gets even more literal. He says, "Quote: I was talking of change. My epic, if I compose it, and Loyal's book, will be no more than seed if we are both lucky. Those
Seed,
who
that's
know the truth will
Yep.
die, and their grandchildren's grandchildren will remember something different, and their grandchildren's grandchildren remember something else. 24 generations, and you may be the hero, not Rand, or maybe Matt, or Lan, or even myself. Not eating fire, but breathing it."
Oh, I love that. I love that line.
Yeah.
So that's what he's talking about is change. And he says, I mean, he lays it out right there. He's like, yeah, I'm telling a story, but this story has changed.
Tom
This
is
is
telling
not,
the story of change.
So he's telling
Okay.
stories, but not
Well,
truth.
we know
But
this,
he's
though.
questioning how much truth he actually has. That's I guess.
Yes, he shows this like
and what
of
and
ivory,
what
silk, and wonderful things like that. Do those also, and also these flowery sentences, right?
Do you think Tom? No, actually, Kay, what do you say? What? Go on, Kay. I want to know.
He
I
was
know what you.
talking about flowery sentences and how they could be, just
there
how
there are flowery ways of saying
misinterpreted.
something entirely different. Yeah.
Yeah, they could be misinterpreted. They could be just like something. This could be something that is true, or it could just be a flowery way of saying it.
Kind of like the Bible.
For them back then.
Yeah. Do you think? So, do you think this idea that we have characters who might like embody other characters? We've talked about Rand
yeah.
being
Oh,
loose there.
yeah.
Do you think Tom knows this and
Oh,
is seeing it play out?
Fuck yeah! I
Okay.
think
Do you
Tom.
think he knows that he's Merlin?
It seems clear that he's like got this
Say again, Josh.
full perception. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, go ahead, Kay. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah. Actually, Kay, keep going. What were you saying?
I think this part is amazing.
Go ahead. I don't want to like cut Josh off when he's got limited stuff.
I was just saying, do you think that he knows that he's Merlin?
Yeah, do you think if he can suss out other people being like, if you think he can suss out Rand being,
His last name is Merlin?
can he suss himself out? That's
Well,
amazing, Josh. That's an amazing question, and I fucking love you for it.
We get Rand putting the sword into the stone, literally.
That's
Right.
so amazing.
We have.
And then you have.
It's like we
then
have
you have-
literally putting
And then you have more-
one-to-one name mappings between the mythology of the Round Table and this text. So
And especially Morghese, right? Isn't that Morghese?
Morghese, yeah. I mean, it's like there's like probably 30 names that are like one-to-one mappings between.
But what about him? Is Merlin though?
He's a magician. Merlin was a wizard. He trained the swordsman who becomes the king, Rand.
What I've been saying since fucking.
I'm sorry, but I mean, but like
resembles the fucking sword in the stone. This is like the constant.
Oh, I established that. Episode 1 of this show.
Yeah, I think.
No,
I'm sorry. I'm hearing. I wanted to hear the
No, it's
explanation.
good.
Like it seems almost too convenient. Like what is he doing literally to give him the Merlin? Like,
dude, he wears a cloak. He wears a multicolored cloak. He casts shadow and doubt. He does magic tricks.
All these things.
I mean, how much more do you need than that? Like, he's mysterious and talks in riddles and mythologies. I mean,
I don't remember our Tom in the books doing magic tricks.
Well, he's no, he's a
Yeah,
gleeman.
you can juggle.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? He does this thing with juggling balls, where one of them like
he does acrobatics.
Merlin
wasn't juggling shit. He was walking around doing magic. He's like he had like a wand and shit or something.
Well, it depends on which version of the Sword in the Stone mythology you read. If you read Once and Future King, he wasn't like that at all. He was very much in line with this idea of like a wise man, a wise person who was a trickster and who brought wisdom to the table to allow the pauper king to emerge from his cocoon.
Yeah, he's kind of like behind the scenes controlling things.
If ever
I'm sorry, what was that, Todd?
Yeah, Merlin in the old tales, he was kind of like Tom behind the scenes, kind of like making deals and setting up things, and he was in the ear of King Arthur, just like Tom is in the ear of Rand. You know,
he has a bitchin' stash.
So, guys, Jesus Christ, I've never been more wrong in my life.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's all right. I'm trying
glad
to
you said that.
That's all good.
It's
all
good. Ryan, it's okay, Ryan. It's not the first time, Ryan.
Ryan.
Hey, Todd, take it a risk.
Josh, while you're still on, let me shift this. I want to read 2 lines that Elaine thinks, and I'd like the 3 of your opinion. There's one where she asked Tom, when looking at the dolphins, do you envy them? Quote, he did not answer, but that was the wrong question anyways. She needed to make him smile again. Then later, when she is speaking with the Windfinder, she spoke of the Shan-Chan, and it says, quote, telling the story had saddened her. She needed to be distracted. And so what is this saying about Elaine's character, I guess? Is it saying anything?
Oh my gosh. Can you tell me like the gist of it again? I'm sorry. I
would say that she's privileged. You know, she was privileged, the heir of Andor or whatever, and she always had, you know, things explained to her, or she had her entertainment to get her mind off of troubles. I don't know.
Yeah, to me, it shows empathy. It shows that she is reading the room really well. And
I honest to God don't remember the question.
That's a lot nicer than what I was saying.
That's right. Yeah.
Sorry.
It's right after Tom had said, she's like, how can you look at the dolphins and be so unhappy? And he says, quote, they are free, he murmured in such a tone that she was not sure he was answering her. They have no decision to make, no prices to pay, not a worry in the world except finding fish to eat. And sharks, I suppose, and lionfish, and likely 100 more things I don't know. Perhaps it is not such an enviable life at that. And she said, do you envy them? He did not answer, but that was the wrong question anyway. Her saying, why was it the wrong question, I guess?
Because she wants to know his identity. She's trying to lock in on why he's familiar to her.
She is trying to figure it out.
So it was a distraction from her ultimate
Well, it's
goal.
the wrong question for her because she's saying, who are you? Like in the sense of what is your capital I identity? And why are you so familiar? And
What is your capital I identity?
Okay. I like that.
Identity.
There's something really interesting too that is revealed here, and that's about, you know, she's remembering back to you know, her mother and their kingdom, and she's saying like, oh, she didn't have a gleeman, you know, and she was saying like gleemans always, you know, went to the villages outside her mom's kingdom. So I'm thinking when Tom was in their kingdom, was he not a gleeman? Somebody else?
Good. Yeah, good question. Yep.
I think in the castle he didn't wear it. Yeah. Go, Kay.
No, I absolutely asked myself the same question. I think you're onto something, Todd. I think that he was not a gleeman. Like, I think that he, or at least didn't present that way, right? Like, I think that was a completely different presentation of himself. And maybe even like a different, I don't know.
Well,
maybe he took on the gleeman role to escape the identity that he had as the court manipulator, right? Like, and I think this ties back to your question, Dan, of the envying of the dolphins and their freedom. He sees his own manipulation by Maureen in those dolphins, and he also sees the TAVERN tug that Rand and his cousin or nephew had experienced by being touched by the true source. Both of which are kind of the opposite of the type of freedom he imagines the dolphins to have. So I think it's all kind of related weirdly. In that he abandoned that identity of the prince of houses, the prince of manipulation, to become a gleeman and kind of disappear after he was kicked out by Morghese.
Okay, well, let me remind everybody that, and this may or may not be relevant, but in the very the chapter where we meet Tom and Maureen. Maureen calls Tom a bard.
Right. I was going to bring that up.
Okay. Oh, good job. Yeah. So, what do you think that
Well-
means? She calls him bard.
So I guess
No, she calls him Master Bard, and he says, "No, I'm just a simple gleeman."
Master
He
bard.
does
Okay,
correct
yeah,
him.
Master bard. Okay.
She
Well,
knew
wait
him
a-
as something
whatever,
else.
bro.
Like there's history there. It seems like always there's history there. I'm gonna go there. Like okay.
Well, I think it's interesting also to note that when Rand and Matt were talking about a Gleeman coming, they were like, "Fuck yeah, best Beltine ever, best Beltine ever. We got a Gleeman." And Elaine's
so
like,
pumped. So
"Dude,
pumped,
a Gleeman is like one of those guys that paint themselves silver and pretend they're robots on a corner. You don't want to even deal with those people." Like the well,
And that's-
She's like,
That's the
I'm so-
difference
I
between
hate
the bard and the
silver.
gleeman, right? Is like the seriousness, the gravitas that they bring.
so the bard is more like a singer, right?
Bard is like a court storyteller and also
Alright.
the person who keeps record of and embellishes the kingdom's glory, right? By
Right.
retelling the tales of the kingdom to create the mythology of the ruler class within the kingdom.
And that fits in so well with what he's saying about just storytelling. Yeah.
Well, in fact, even Elaine herself, she says, "Hey, Tom, you stud, are you planning to write an epic? Like Laurel's
Yeah.
writing a book?" And it says here, quote, "Epics were for bards, not gleemen, but there could be no harm in a little flattery."
Bards.
Bards.
All right, so
Rude.
that's amazing. But also, what does it say about what Maureen's experience of Tom was historically? So that what we're getting at is what was Tom when Maureen knew him? What was he back then?
Doesn't she just know all of his secrets? I mean,
I don't
once-
know what he was back then, but he was definitely like a father figure to Elaine.
To Elaine, yeah.
Right, and Elaine's in this chapter here, so yeah.
In this situation in these chapters, it seems to be, anyways, that that's the focal point.
Mhm.
Let's stay
Relationship.
focused. Good job, Kay.
All right. Yep.
But
good
we
job.
did talk about this last show when Maureen and Tom got into it about Tom going on the trip, and she was, in my opinion, using a little bit of coercion on him.
Yeah.
I don't think Elaine was using any coercion.
No, I don't think Elaine was either.
No, Maureen, right?
Maureen.
No,
Oh,
Maureen.
Maureen. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, she wanted to get him away from Rand, right? We talked about that. Like, that's
Well, and
the-
she collected all this information about him so that she could manipulate him, basically, because she saw he got so close to Rand, right?
yeah.
Yep.
She was jealous.
Or once he wouldn't do what she wanted, she whipped out the intel.
Right.
The
Well,
game of houses,
But
master.
also, I mean, I think it was like an equal battle of wits there. I liked that situation, and I liked that there was someone finally able to stand up to Moraine with like equal knowledge and be like, "Oh yeah, well I know shit about you too, bitch." Kay.
I got
Well,
spies
like,
too.
The greatest scene in the book so far.
Yeah.
I love
it was spy. It was like spy versus spy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Every time these two talk, it's electric.
Huh? Yeah, they're crazy.
So who won though?
I think it was a draw.
It was a try.
It was a
And
draw.
This is still Maureen. This is Maureen and Tom.
Yeah, Maureen Ton. Who won
Okay.
the exchange?
It was a draw. I think
Do you think?
they both outwitted. It was spy versus
So,
spy. They,
yeah, they really. I mean, I feel like I agree with you with this.
Yeah, but who ended up doing who for what though? Right?
Yeah, exactly.
I
Like,
know. Who won? I think Tom's going somewhere.
Tom's on the boat, ran.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Without
that's true.
Tom and Maureen got her way. So
Yeah, I think Maureen got her way.
like,
Oh, that's true. Moraine stayed with Rand to get him all to herself.
And this is what makes me think that Tom might have been compelled, right? It's just how he felt kind of gross after their conversation, but then went along with it anyways.
Ooh.
And we talked about this a while back, but
Yeah. Huh. Okay, yeah. At some point, though, like anytime, like with Maureen, you don't know it unless it's from her POV or unless it's from a woman who can channel and can tell what's going on. Like, yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, and
It's
next
like,
chapter we actually do
she's
get a
that
Maureen
good.
point POV.
Is
So
she
let's
compelling?
let's try and
Is
get through this chapter if we can, and then let's jump back into Maureen if we can.
let's do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Is that cool?
Dan,
Or- or
hey,
take-
sure.
Dan,
Yeah.
you good, bro?
Bro,
No, I'm just
bro.
trying. Hey, you guys, we got 3 chapters.
Dan,
Come on,
you good, bro?
No,
You good,
Yes,
bro?
we have a
What
lot
does
to
that
get
even
through.
mean,
You're
BR?
right. Yeah. Let's go.
bro.
Yeah, I'm fucking great, Benjamin Reno.
Son,
Thank you for asking. I hope you're well as well.
look at my phone.
Focus,
Yes.
motherfuckers. Ooh.
Just gonna say.
Sticker.
Right,
Yeah. Look at that.
All right, so Elaine gets distracted from talking to Tom. She's like, "Oh, I gotta go because there's some heavy duty channeling going on that I was unaware of." She walks up. The Windfinder is, quote, "The glow of a woman embracing Sidar surrounded her," and it says, "The flows of air and water the Windfinder handled were cable thick, yet her weaving was intricate, almost delicate, and reached as far as the eye could see across the waters." A web drawn across the sky. This is what the wind finders do, hence the title, I suppose. They find wind. And this is probably why they do not generally allow Aes Sedai to travel on their boats, because of
Gotta
this
keep
secret
it a
that they
secret.
too can channel.
So this is a recurring theme, huh, guys?
People hiding things from the Aes Sedai?
Or cultural secrets,
Right.
right? Like let's go through them. Windfinders can channel. Shan Chan, right? The people who are controlling the chains can channel. The Sudams can channel the Damani,
Right.
right? It goes on and on. It's fun that this concept is being like explored.
Secret
That's
powers.
Dan,
fun.
is there any others we have?
Secret
Yeah, the
powers,
IL.
yes.
Yeah, all of them have their own cultures. I mean, even the House of Games is their own culture that they isn't
Yeah,
necessarily.
the game of
advertised.
houses. Yeah, the game of houses. Yeah, which is like many people have referenced that they believe the Aes Sedai have started the game of houses.
Right.
So yeah, all this. Yeah, everyone is their own guild, kind of that protects their own thing. And Tom even heard of a new country that he didn't even know existed.
Yeah, so these are like secrets, cultural secrets, but sometimes the secrets are unbeknownst to the culture itself.
Well,
Yeah,
what we
right,
hear
man.
from what we hear from the Sea Folk is that they hide this from the Aes Sedai because they're like, oh great, the Aes Sedai are gonna just start taking all our wind fighters.
Yeah, like
more or less.
Pac-Man, like, gobble gobble gobble.
Yep.
That's exact. It's just like Pac-Man. And so they they sent a couple girls off to just kind of appease them, but they pretty much hide the fact that they have a on every boat it seems there's a windfinder, right?
Too cool.
And they're like, all right, Elaine,
Every boat
what are you
there's
gonna
a
do?
windfinder?
Go on. I'm sorry, Kay.
On every boat, there's a windfinder.
Well, there's a
Actually,
we don't know, but we know with this, the Sea Folk, there is a ship mistress or whatever, sail mistress, and a wind finder, at least in this boat. So you're right. We don't know if every boat has it. We don't know if every Shanshan has Damane and stuff. We don't know like the extent of it.
It implies
It does seem like they have a Damani on every ship though, because that's what we talked about last week. Was
Yeah.
And it pretty much went as I said, right? They got so close that they boarded them, and then she was able to channel back and set fires on the other ship.
That was a harrowing tale right there. Yeah.
But so what does this
Yeah.
say about the ocean? That it's a fickle beast,
Dangerous.
mistress, whatever the word is, right? Like
We know
every ship
the
that
ocean
we
is a
encounter.
fickle beast. Like, don't we know that about the ocean already?
Yeah, and every ship that travels the open sea has to have someone who can channel, whether that's a Daman or
It's
Well,
funny,
we-
yeah.
So it's like kind of like for them to be able to get anywhere, they have to be able to have someone on their boat that channels, and not channels, but channels secretly, like a woman
Yeah.
that channels secretly.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she doesn't want to be part of any of the White Tower shit because it's all political. And there's
I actually underline this, wondering with a question mark, wondering if this was a drinking obligation. It
Yeah,
says-
give it to us.
please.
It says,
You're on the
the men will give you a different answer, the Windfinder said, smiling. Speaking of strength and grandness and the like as men will, but this
Oh, yeah.
is the truth. A ship is alive, and he is like a man with a true man's heart. Treat him well and care for him properly, and he will fight for you against the worst seas. He will fight to keep you alive, even after the sea has long given him his own death stroke.
Oh, here we go.
Neglect him, though. Ignore the small warnings he gives of danger, and he will drown you in a flat sea beneath this cloudless sky.
Wait,
I
did you
didn't
read
know. I put a blue question mark. I underlined things in blue that are drinking obligations, and I just put a blue question mark with a square, wondering,
That's adorable.
is this?
What does the square mean?
I squared it, like meaning.
You squared it
what do we
like
do?
it's squared, like it's doubled, or like it's like really
And boat talk.
question mark.
I mean,
Yep.
The most
I mean,
important.
I'm gonna say we drank.
especially with the passage, she rubbed the rail fondly as if stroking something alive.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Todd, for justifying it. There we
That's
go.
it.
That's,
There it is.
I mean, Robert, it's like RJ. It's like RJ just has to get it in there. Rubbing, stroking.
My
And actually, guys, I have a 20-sided die right in front of me. If anyone in the chat wants to ask me to roll for something, let me know.
But wait, Josh had a really interesting question about the
What
sea.
is that?
And like, what is the sea? Like, does something have power over it? And I was thinking like of biblical references, like kind of like how in Christianity, how Satan has dominion over the waters and stuff like that. I wonder if like the Dark One in this world has control like over the sea, possibly. I don't know. Is that what you're getting at, Joshua?
I mean, that's a really good question. I mean, it is the depths are dark, right? I mean, if there's one truism about the ocean, it's that it's a dark place, right?
It's a dark place with a lot of
And we
pressure.
also have an entire culture that is born and die upon that sea.
Ooh, yeah. Intense.
I don't know.
That is heavy right there.
heavy.
There's
So
that
Elaine promises not to spill the beans. She's like, teach me your flows. She's like, what? Your Aes Sedai? And she's like, no. She says, quote, Joran, I have never woven a flow half as thick as those you are handling.
She's like,
And the scope of it.
that was
like a
one
drinky.
thick
That's
ass
a drinky obligation right
fucking wave. Weavy. That was thick as fuck.
I couldn't handle anything half as thick. You are a champ. All
It
right.
was thick. Drink.
The more I say it, the more it's obvious. All
It
right.
was thicker. Drink.
I mean, it's fucked up that we learned that Maureen basically put them on a ship of the Athanier to find out for her this question.
Right. So let's
And she
just jump
happens
right
upon it.
into that chapter, to be honest. Is there anything that I missed in the first chapter, in Elaine's point of view, before we get to Maureen? Because
what I think,
Maureen's
you
point
know.
of view is fucking fascinating. Anything about them on the boat, them leaving? Boobs. Guys, we see boobs. Everyone's got boobs.
Agnostic theology and folklore. What the fuck?
As soon as they drop their,
Yeah, I just
as soon as they
lost
get out of
everything,
the,
and I just
they
came
can't see
back.
the land anymore.
What
They
did I
just
miss?
take off their shirts.
My
Oh.
connection's all fucking weird right now.
Yeah, mine too.
Hmm.
Or maybe not. Response time.
You know what? Let's drink for Athan Mieri boobs.
And I never question it. Oh God, I love
Yes.
you. We are.
Yeah,
And
see,
people don't know what the fuck to do on Randland. They don't know how to handle boobs.
It just.
They're like,
Embrace.
oh God, Go ahead, Kay. Sorry.
I want. No. I won't continue. Because what I want to do is to be like, boobies are fine to see freely.
No, only not if you can
I
see
agree
land.
entirely.
Once land goes away, then you can take off the boobs. Haven't you been on a houseboat? Once you get away from
No, never.
Clothes are optional.
Did you see the Tommy Lee video with? Never mind. All right. Well, let's jump into Maureen before we take our break. Let's try and get halfway through this chapter before we break. Maureen is in a gathering that Rand has called of all the High Lords. Yeah, go ahead.
Right? Fuck. Shit. Just keep going.
They're all there.
And I'm here.
What I missed? Damn it, my connection's all weird.
Oh,
right.
Todd, you look great. I see you fine. You sound great.
Todd. I'm
No,
not.
my screen just everything goes blank. Everything goes to black. And then you all come back.
Does it look like a black hole?
It does. It looks
By the way, that's Todd's band, guys. Everyone, we haven't mentioned in a while. Todd's in a band called Looks Like a Black Hole. All one word, all lowercase letters.
All the time.
Maureen, let's get into Maureen. Maureen is, first she thinks about Land. She's like, Land's not here. He should be here. This sucks. I can feel that he's not too far away, but he's not here. And it's because of that little minx, Nynaeve, that's screwing with him. Says, quote, she was not jealous exactly, but Lan had been her sword arm, her shield and companion for too many years for her to give him up lightly.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
Highlighted this.
So they are kind of pulling, and she mentions that she doesn't know if it's TAVERN pulling Lan or Nynaeve or what's going on, but all
really
these pulls are pulling away from her bond with him. And she's like, I wonder how committed he is to this bond now with all this shit going on.
But she also was referencing how much she taught him, right? And how much she's been through with him, or how much they've both been through together, and there's something that cannot be broken. And I think that is where she references I would have to fucking die, because
that's a good quote
right over my dead body, more or less. Yeah,
you just need to that's just all that's what needs to happen. And it's okay with she's such a I think Maureen is so practical. She's so that way. She just is
she right?
But I don't know if she's right, but I think she's that way where she's like, well, okay, so here's the deal. You die, I die. You die, you fine. Go. You die, fine. I go with that. I don't know. I maybe help that. I don't know. I die.
Uh-huh.
Fucking fine.
You can do whatever you want. No, yeah.
whatever. And obviously, this is a strong pull with that bitch, so that works. And there's just weird
Maureen is pretty much
I think she's
evaluating.
I think she's
Oh, go
loyal.
ahead.
She's just
She's-
loyal, I think.
She's very
Maybe-
loyal, but they've been through so much though. Like they've been through she also says like, okay, Podrick. She says that
Yes.
they've like bound their shit together so tightly that, and I'm finding it right now.
Yeah, I think she's loyal.
But
and-
It's
or she
tactful.
just places a lot of importance with loyalty, I think. And like she's given him so much. She feels probably, I don't know.
Well, and she tries to exploit the loyalty as well. So with Egwin, at first she says, quote,
Right.
"You should bring him to confide in you. He needs an attentive ear. It would help him to talk out his troubles with someone he can trust." Later, she says, she says that Nynaeve and Elaine, their voyage might eventually tell her if her suspicions about the Windfinders were correct, that Josh had mentioned earlier. And then later
Right.
with
that was
Egwin,
really interesting.
she's like, at least Egwin would be out of the way too. And goes on to say, Egwin's journey into the waste might be useful in the long run. She is looking through all of these things through her lens, through her
How does she gain?
how she can use them. Yeah.
What is
Go
her
ahead.
gain? Yeah, what she can gain from all these.
Did anyone else feel like that Maureen's voice is less personal? It's like, even though it was her
Yes!
perspective, it felt very like objectified or de-subjectified. I can't really put my finger on exactly what it is, but it felt
Okay.
robotic
Like
and
So,
weird.
like what you were talking about, Josh,
Yeah.
you were speaking to this earlier, like in the last episode, I think, that we did
Mhm.
last week. Obviously. So, I think it was like you were talking about this phenomenon of it not being like exactly in line with what was happening. Ryan, help me out.
or with Maureen's kind of character,
Silent.
her
You're
voice.
on-
Are you talking, Ryan?
Ryan, you're on mute. Ryan, nobody can hear you. Ryan, nobody can hear you.
Right, and he's not listening to us. Ryan, can you hear us? We can't
And
hear you.
nobody can hear you. And
It's
still
like
no.
he just has a loop where he's just talking. Like,
Yeah, it's more like a
let me do Ryan impersonation.
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, hello, Ryan.
Hello. There he is.
All right, yeah. You were, yeah. My bad. You were saying like the idea that the first couple books were like first person limited, and now we're in like some kind of
Yes,
third person POV.
we're talking about that.
Right? You brought that up, so it feels awkward. The writing seems different, and like
It
she's
was super
picking that up,
weird.
yeah.
I was like, "What are you talking about, Maureen's POV?" He's like, "Well, what did you think about Maureen's POV? Like when that happened?" And I
And
was
she
like,
didn't even realize we were in her POV.
"What? Who?
Yeah, it has that
when
feeling.
did that happen?"
Huh?
Because I didn't feel like it was from her perspective.
Yeah, it has that
It was
same
like
weird thing.
she, her, Maureen said
Yeah,
to
wait.
her, and
What-
she, and this. It was just weird. It was weird.
It was like the summary chapter where
Yeah.
we bounced through all those short points of view, and it was sort of like higher level and a little bit more detached from personalization is the best way I can put it. Subjectification. Like, I don't know, it's hard to put your finger on, but it was just like a feeling of like, I forget how you described it, Dan. You said like a bird flying, like a drone flying over, as opposed to being on their shoulder or like within their head.
Right.
I felt-
Okay, go on.
I was just gonna say, I felt like this chapter had a little of that too, even though it was only one perspective.
I think we learn a lot about Maureen in this chapter. We learn that she has spies fucking everywhere. We learn that Matt is hard to keep spies on because he keeps ducking them. She sees Lan as being useful because he is another string that is attached to the boy. We see that she is plotting and conniving all over the place that we don't necessarily see in that context until we get into her head. And then when she's going around and she's seeing these people, she's like, yep, use them. Yep, this is where Rand fucked up. He should have fucking did something different with that woman. All right, Lan. All these things, we see her just being really calculating and cold logic in my head.
Yeah, and maybe like Matt's saying here, maybe it does just fit, right? Like as a blue, her ultimate purpose is to shape the world into the shape of her mission, right? And what she believes. And it's like her sense of identity has just been plucked out, right? Instead, like you're saying, Dan, we get this hard kind of objectified machinations, right? Of like, this is what the world is doing and how I'm manipulating it. But there's no sense of personhood or like warmth or connection, emotional or otherwise, to any of these people.
What do you
other
think
than
about
like her
Glenn
anger
says here?
Other than
Glenn
her
says,
anger at Lan for like kind of telling her to fuck off.
Yeah.
What do you think about what Glenn says here, Josh?
I love that, Glenn. Good job.
I don't know why she would have to think that way.
She's busy saving the fucking world.
I love it. Come on, Todd. Get it.
I mean, I get what Glenn's saying, but I also don't. It's not like they're not. It's not a one-to-one mapping for me. Of like, you can't have personhood because you're trying to save the world.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, like I oftentimes think about like the things she's doing, and when I really think of the stakes, she's either like a religious zealot who is like out of her mind, or she's literally on a quest to save the world. And your feelings and the feelings of maybe even thousands and maybe even hundreds of thousands may not matter when it comes to saving the motherfucking world. So
why a bodhisattva is trying to save the world, and they're not going to necessarily they're not going to see everyone as puzzle pieces because they have empathy for other human beings, as opposed to seeing them as bits on a game board that they can move around to get to their end goal. Like, those are two completely different ways of saving the world.
You're right. So you think maybe Maureen's got the wrong kind of like motivations.
I don't know about motivations.
She's making the wrong decision. Do you think her motivations are correct, or do you think her decisions are?
We don't know. We don't really know if her motivations are correct because we don't know what the Dark One like. I'm still of the belief, like we've talked about on countless shows, that the Dark One might be the way to save the world, as opposed to keeping the wheel of time grinding its course that it has ground. Like, I'm still not in the camp of 100% thinking that like this is a good thing to continue the grind of the wheel of time. Maybe stopping is what needs to happen.
So it's kind of like it's like a Westworld thing. You know, you gotta stop the fucking park, bring the park down.
No, that's interesting because we've heard two different things. We've heard like one option is that the Dark One will just end all time, and then we've also, I believe, heard that the Dark One will just control shit.
Control time, yeah.
Right, like we'll just kind of like be in charge of shit for a while.
Or the Dark One doesn't know shit. and doesn't know.
Well,
what the
but
fuck
we
he's
also
gonna do.
have Maureen say, quote, in her head, the boy had to depend on her counsel, hers and hers alone.
She's an egotist, but also doesn't have any sense of identity, like emerging from her thoughts. It's just weird. I don't know. I didn't mean to derail us on this so long. I just want to know if other people felt like it was weird.
Ooh.
This is a huge chapter. There's a lot going on in this chapter, so it's fun.
Wait,
to
put
get
up that
into it.
one. Put up that one quote right
Kay,
there.
you're muted. Kay, what Tadori?
Put up that last live chat.
Okay, so what if Maureen's a dark friend?
Ooh, sultry.
So what do you think? Kay, do you think Maureen is a Black Aja, dark friend?
I think she could be.
What's that?
She ultimately could be. I think
You think she could be? Okay, wow.
I think she might be. And
Leandrin's the hero. No,
right? Like Leandrin ends up being the hero.
she's
That'd
like, kill all men. Men
so
suck.
right.
No.
Kill all men, and it's actually the right thing to do.
Nice.
That would be the hero in Leandrin, I think. But I don't know necessarily if Maureen is a hero or just a shit person that is manipulating everybody into what she thinks needs to happen for her own mission, also for the prophecies that she's known and been told by men and
all right, but hey, come on,
whatever the fuck. And like,
dark friend or not? Yes or no? Dark friend or not?
Christ.
Maybe.
Come on, Maureen, dark friend or not? No maybes.
It's okay.
Draw a line in the sand. We're at book 4. Do we trust Maureen or not yet?
I do.
You do? Okay.
I do trust
Not a dark friend.
I think she's got like all the
Probably
shit
not.
she knows in a row, all the shit she needs to know. It's like it's all lined up. Or she's still learning it and she's figuring it out. And as she goes, she's like, okay, fuck this. We're gonna change this, and we're gonna puzzle piece this, and we're gonna figure out that, and we're gonna fucking make
so good intentions, right, Kay?
think good intentions.
And you think Todd? Good intentions?
I think she has the best intentions. I don't know if they're good.
How about Josh?
Doubts about it.
Definitely not a dark friend. However, I think she is primed to be seduced by the darkness, by the nature of her one single-mindedness on her mission and her desire to not recognize the volition of other human beings who are involved in the story to the subject of that single.
So you think she's more subjected? So she's more susceptible to like unintended consequences, or like.
Well, you know how like Lanfear preys on, Rand or men's desire for power, Rand's boners. Like
Power,
Maureen has
glory.
that same single-mindedness that blinds her to the broader, to anything outside of her own worldview and mission.
Right.
And that could lead her to be misguided by an appropriately seductive
Okay.
manipulation.
Totally.
Right.
She does actually, you're right. She falls into like a dark friend kind of like psychology where a lot of the dark friends, they just want to be remembered in the stories. They want to be sung.
And that they can't be wrong. I mean, it's
Right.
rare for Maureen to admit where she is wrong. And she does here where she says, I underestimated the pull of 3 TAVERN. I don't know what this does. And she says, quote, there was no guide on how they were connected or what they were supposed to do. The prophecies never mentioned companions.
Oh, right.
And so she's like, it's rare for her to admit her being wrong, But here she's like, whoa, yeah.
She's like,
What do you know? It was right there, and I should have known it, but I didn't.
Wow.
Because she was following the prophecies too literal.
Right.
Damn
Right.
it, Maureen.
Right. And then in comes Rand with about 100 IEL. And let's go ahead and take a break right here, Ryan, with Rand's entrance. Tom, this is just like the old days where it's just
Oh my gosh.
the three
Look
of
at
us.
this.
When we were a trio.
This is
And
great.
then we got the extra guitarist and we got the percussion
This
person. And
this is
it
this
really
is Power
filled out the
Trio.
sound. Power trio time.
This is Power Trio. Rush
This is
time.
our acoustic jam.
Ooh, Maureen, let's find it.
I like that.
Maybe the Queen of the Tower, huh? All right, let's take a 10-minute break so Ryan and I can rest our
Dream.
Fuck you guys. We're on chapter 21, Dan.
Fudge off. No.
Giggity.
Are we on chapter 21, Ryan, you asked?
Yes.
Yes, we're halfway through it.
Halfway through.
Thank
Let's
you.
do this. Let's do this.
All right, so Rand enters. It's followed by about 100 IEL. They're all veiled. They're all looking badass. They're all ready for battle. Quite the entrance. And
Kids.
he walks in. He's like, hey, guess what? We got a treaty with Maureen.
All right. Brother Dan, I'm going to interrupt
okay.
you.
Please. Okay.
BR says,
Why?
have you been Venmo'd? Because I can't find you. I posted. This is important. I posted a Venmo at the way to leave. Can you log in and see what's going on, Brother Dan?
No.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Yes.
Is
he
Venmo on
can.
your phone?
Also,
You
don't look
started
down
the
at me
Venmo,
like
Dan.
that, Brother Dan. You started the Venmo. And also, we have other ways, other Venmos, if you should so
There are other
need that.
Venmos?
Well, yes.
Well, you
There's
can
really
use my
only one.
Venmo.
There's only one
just kidding.
Venmo.
Yeah, you could use my Venmo.
Nope.
There are
PayPal,
other ways to accept
the way of the leaf.
monies.
Also, if you're a child watching this with your,
Hi. Abouge.
you may not be the best parent.
Abouge. You
I
might
don't know if my
not.
kids watch this.
All right,
And
yeah,
the
we
passive
will figure
voice
this out
means you
because
might not.
we want to point out that we love the support and
Here,
we don't.
here, everyone take a picture of this.
Oh no,
Cheese
Dan,
and
Yes.
rice.
It's at the way of the
Oh
leaf.
no! Oh, that's not. It's not.
All right, well,
it's
what?
not.
What then? All right.
everyone. So yeah, we'll figure
I
this
don't
out.
know what
but
is.
If you want to circumvent Patreon, if you want to circumvent the YouTube kind of like tab they take out of the donation, they will take a percentage of it. If you want to get directly to us,
Tip.
it's through Venmo, and it's the most direct way to support us.
Seriously,
without-
yeah, at the way of the leaf, you should be able to find it.
Yeah, fuck the middleman. Oh
yeah.
no, we
Right?
lost Todd.
That's about Todd. That's about
Oh
Todd.
shit.
No, I hear you, Todd.
Well, let's
Yup.
move on. We can't lose Todd.
Get this sorted. Get this sorted. No, just kidding.
Come on.
You know
I did
what?
it.
It's
Jenny, you logged in yet?
You're not wrong, Todd.
Never.
It's a pretty easy thing to get. It's a pretty easy thing to get sorted, and we're gonna just go on with the books.
We'll figure out. Yeah, the show must
I'm
go
eating
on.
raspberries,
Fun.
literally.
Heck yeah.
So
Enjoy.
we're just going on. Shooky
All right, so the
chumbo.
High Lord Sunamon has guaranteed me a treaty with Maureen. He has guaranteed this with his life. If he fails, he has agreed to be hanged, and he will be obliged. That's the first thing Rand says. Hey, guess what? We got a. This guy just guaranteed we got a treaty, and I'm gonna
Oh,
kill his ass if he doesn't.
oh, fucking drinking obligation.
Then he's like, the armies are marching, and everyone's like, yeah, fuck Ilion, right? Ilion's gonna go down, dude. No, you're the best. You're the best. My friend.
Yeah. Well,
There's no-
seriously, no
You're
harm,
good.
no foul.
So the armies, instead of going to Ilion, are going to Kyrian. What? Kyrian? That place where all the civil war and everyone's like being oppressed and starving? Yep. But they're not going to war. They're bringing food. They're like
The
hey,
best weapons.
We're bringing the best weapons. We're bringing weapons of love. We're bringing food. We got all this food. We're gonna bring it to Kyrian. And he says, "quote I know who I mean to sit on the Sun Throne." So he has he has plans for Kyrian, including bringing aid. One of the High Lords is like, "But these peasants, this is like, these fucking peasants, all they're doing is eating shit and stuff." And he's like, "Well, that's why we're bringing them food, so then these peasants doesn't have to eat shit, right?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, Lord Dragon, you're the best." Yeah, you're right.
It's like, duh, fuck.
Let's see. Maureen thinks, quote, "It was laudably humane and utterly senseless now." Bummer. He was he's like, why?
Bummer.
Oh,
Bummer.
yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah. He's like, why? She's like, yeah, that'd be cool, but it's not cool. You gotta go to Ilion. That's where Samael is, baby. You gotta. What the fuck? Why are you doing this?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
alright.
Speaking of what the fuck.
Yeah, well, speaking of what the fuck, yeah, for real. You do it. All right, you do
Oh,
it. Okay.
who did it? Who did it? I did it. You did it. I did it. We all did it. We all were trying to like, we were
What is
revenging
going
for
on?
the.
Yeah, no.
This is
BR,
crazy.
relish in your sun lamp of love right
What?
now, because
What is good? Fuck you, BR. We love you.
You say
Dude,
anything
silly man.
you want,
taking his-
Benjamin
BR.
Reno. We will respond.
Hey, he just
You
took
will
his name.
react.
He just took his name seriously right there. He's like, I'm putting a Benjamin on it.
Holy
I'm putting a Benjamin on this video.
Wow. Tyshar BR. Hey, yeah, Andrew. How you gonna follow that? Be Andrew?
Morning peeps. Morning Andrew.
Yeah, this guy gave us $100. What do you
Where's
got? Morning?
Andrew?
Just
Give us
Wait.
a song. Give us
Brian.
a song, Andrew.
Andrew
gave us a
could
song.
sing us a song
I know,
of
we love
love for the
I'm hoping Andrew
morning
gives us
time.
I'm working. Andrew should be working on an Andrew Bella version is what I'm hoping for.
I would love to hear that.
Ah.
Metal. I want a
Yeah,
metal
I know.
Bella version.
Yeah.
Metal. Fucking.
It's right.
Yeah,
His band would be amazing.
Pantera.
All right,
Christ.
Joe.
Hello, Joe. Joey O.
Oh, Joe, who we know none of.
All right, guys.
Hi.
So Rand looks at everyone. He's like, "All right, you see this sword? I'm holding like a scepter. This badass thing that's been floating in front of y'all for 3,000 years. Boom! I'm planting it into the stone of tear. Bow! He just plows it halfway into the
Just like
stone.
this. Fucking like
But-
that.
Do that, but really fast and a lot of times. Go where a lot
Oh,
of
no,
times.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, no,
keep
no,
doing
no,
it. Keep
no,
doing it.
nope,
No,
nope.
no.
I'm not doing that. I know what you're doing.
So Dory, I almost got you. I almost got you to do a beat off.
You got me.
Almost got me.
But we do have a drinking obligation
Okay, what are you
because, quote, jerking his head up, Rand appeared startled.
Startled.
No, jerking his head up, dummy. He's nuts because he's startled. He was jerking his head up.
I was just
jerking
jerking
his
his
head
head
up.
up.
Oh, Robert Jordan. He's so clever with his Innuendos.
Jerking erect situations.
All right,
That's
so
like a
boom.
double drink.
Yes.
Let me ask
Innuendos
you
about-
guys,
Oh, he's
was
so-
this when Rand slammed the sword into the ground? Is that what fucked up the wind boat?
Oh,
Yes.
that's a good
I
question.
do think so.
I didn't think about that.
So, like, everyone in the whole, I mean,
It
even
says
on
it
the
shook.
ocean, they felt that shit?
Yeah, it says that the stone
Yeah,
shook.
everything shook. Everything shook. Yeah.
It said the stone rumbled loudly and the stone shook, dancing, heaving, screaming people from their feet.
Oh, poor Elaine. She thought it was about her too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sweet
Oh,
little
my
lady.
letters.
Yeah.
She's just like fucking. Okay, here's the thing about Elaine. I
Typical
love her.
woman.
I totally.
Let's talk
relate
shit about
to her.
Elaine. It's Elaine
No!
shit talk time. No.
No, it is not. I will stand up for Elaine right now.
But we'll talk shit.
So talk shit all you want. I'll stand
Yeah.
up for Elaine because I like Elaine.
You know what? Talk shit and toxic.
I relate to Elaine. She was like, I fucking know who you are, Tom.
What does this
Ellen,
mean,
and this
Joe?
is all-
Elaine's a bent. What is a bent?
I think bent is a capable woman, right? It means like you are, you should be the vice president of creativity. You
Bent.
should be
Like,
on the board of directors. You should be on the Supreme Court. I think a bent is a superwoman,
bored,
right? Joe, is that what you're saying?
intelligent, negotiable tyrant.
Because the opposite would be bad.
The opposite would be bad. Okay,
Yes.
so
Oh,
fuck off.
it's a girl or a woman. A bent.
I love Elaine too.
That is correct, Benjamin. We are just assuming timing wise that it may or may not be related.
This is, but also I want to say, like, I really do appreciate the like I love Elaine, Glenn moment. Thank you, Glenn.
She is the hot policy. Yeah.
She's like the Prime Minister of New Zealand. Have you seen her? Meow.
Not about how hot she is. You scopes.
Doesn't this imply that the last three?
Okay.
Wait,
What?
what's that voice?
Joshua.
What's that
Wait,
disembodied
what?
voice?
Wait, was there a voice in the
Let
world
Joshua speak.
A
that
disembodied
we
Joshua.
voice.
could not hear or see? Yeah, we
Doesn't
heard
it
a little
imply
bit.
that the last three chapters all happen concurrently?
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yes. God, I wish you were here.
So do you think that
My
that
voice
was
is like
a-
completely given out.
Rand?
So
Just
So Rand was slamming the thing and the boat shook to where they had to check to see if there was damage?
But also when Perrin and Fael left and the tower shook, right?
Oh, right.
yes.
So all of these
Forgot about
chapters were happening concurrently. So we're
Yes.
at like a frozen moment in time.
At the same
This
time.
is the whole like everything that shook, every moment. I
Yeah.
totally agree with Josh. Every little moment, that little earthquake moment, that
Oh, yeah, that
little,
makes
like,
sense.
vibration, like
Because
fucking situation. Yeah,
yeah, because Perrin is like walking out and there's like nobody in the halls, right?
right.
Right.
Is that what happened?
Right.
He was like, "Where the
Uh-huh.
fuck is everybody?" Like,
Yeah,
Exactly.
it was a way for
yeah.
him to get out. I don't know. Interesting.
And that's what he thought. He thought, oh, Rand did this on purpose. He probably pulled everyone in so we can split.
Oh, Rand.
Oh, Rand.
oh, Rand. You ran so far away.
We learned that couldn't get
And
away.
I ran. I
I
ran.
walk
That's
along
Rand's-
the avenue.
That's Rand's song. Man.
I could not get away.
I couldn't get away. Amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
you.
no spoilers, David.
No spoilers. Oh wait, I don't.
so-
I don't know. What?
we also learned that Maureen tried to throw some spies on the IEL. So Maureen has how many spies do you think she has
Lots.
in this town? Like, give me a number. Like,
Oh my
more or less than
gosh.
10?
It's got to be
20?
13.
Oh, more.
She has 20 people on a payroll doing spying shit.
More.
30?
I don't know.
Chat, what do you think? I don't think it's ever known, but
It seems like a very big thing.
Or
she
she's
has
just
everyone.
listening to everybody's conversations.
Rand is always Randy.
The IEL, though, is impossible. And in fact, this one woman, they found her bound and gagged, dangling by her feet 400 feet above a precipice.
Yeah, not fun.
Not fun. That's torturous. Another dude, they didn't even find. They just killed the dude. But the woman, they're like, all right, we're going to leave a message. So the IEL, you cannot spy on. They're too good.
Yeah, so Dave Cook says 20, and then Howley says, I would say 20 people, but they have their own teams, so it is a web.
Okay.
But we got to remember, though, Maureen, she could listen to people, right? She has, like, X-ray hearing, or right?
Do you have raspberry fingers?
2,000!
I do.
Reno.
What's that,
Maureen has 2,000. What is Maureen, Putin? Oh,
way
man.
too clever.
That's
Way too clever to be Putin.
under 100, but more than 20. Okay. Wow. I did not picture this many
Rudolph
spies.
the red-nosed reindeer and a very shiny
Like, if that's the
nose.
truth, then like Matt is really,
Those
really
psychedelic.
good. If he can escape 100 spies,
Right. Right. He keeps
Amazing.
ducking them. And the IEL just kill him, I guess. Yeah. All right. So Maureen calls Rand out. Rand's like, all right, that's it. Peace out. Good meeting. Bye. He and the IEL leave. Mo's like, this will not do. She follows. She's like, what's that all about? Why'd you, Calendor's like, that's your birthright, baby. That defines you. Why are you doing that? And so what do you think? What do you guys think about her argument that he should have Calendor versus Rand's decision to leave it? Who do you think is right here? Rand pulls out some piece of prophecy that he says justifies his actions. It says, quote,
I think it's super cool.
Into the heart he thrusts his sword, into the heart to hold their hearts. Who draws it out shall follow after. What hand can grasp that fearful blade? And he's like, well, that obviously means that I should just put it back here and set traps so no one can fucking touch it, right? He later says this will be a message. He's like, I don't have to come back with an army. I just come back for me, and I just come pick it up, and this is my place again. This is like my home base.
all right. BR comes in saying
Fucking love
Tyrion
it.
is populated at about 7 million. The Blues would have thousands of agents in that city that size.
7 million people. What is that? Like the size of
And then BR says,
Paris?
argue against it. I dare you.
I dare you.
7 million people
Come at me.
here.
Like,
I did not picture that many people
No.
all I
either.
know is that when I
Million.
meet BR in person, I will give him a bear hug and we'll spin around.
Look.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys bear hug and spin around, Ryan. For real.
Yeah, my
Oh,
God.
got lots of bear hugs
One
ahead
of
of
us
us.
may not come out alive, but it's not going to be me.
So he's like, they're like, where are you going? What's up now? He's like, I'm off to Ruidian.
Wait.
Oh, go ahead.
No, this is like really important though, right here, because he says, "I'm just going to leave it here in the Stone of Tyr, in the ground." But then Morane's like, "You silly boy! Then anybody could come and get the sword."
Right.
Lanfear, one of the Forsaken. But then he's like, no. Like I put like a spell on it. That's what it seems like. that he's put a spell on the sword that nobody could take it. But he wants it
It
as
says, quote, it says,
trap.
quote, there is a surprise awaiting anyone who tries to channel Kalendor out of the stone, Maureen. Do not think of taking it to the tower for safekeeping. I could not make the trap pick and choose. The power is all it needs to spring and reset, ready to trap again.
so he set it to where
Anytime that, anyone tries to channel onto it, it's going to fuck them up.
but it's also really clever because he's attracting, the Forsaken to it. So good on you, Rand.
Yeah.
That's like a super good move. I think he's kind of like he's planning a
I
trap,
like
just
Rand's
like
move.
Broshua said.
Yeah.
Rosh?
It's very strategic. It's very strategic.
Broshua. Yeah.
Anyways, carry on.
Said I
So,
hope
yeah.
someone grabs onto it.
He's all, bring it, I hope. It says, Kalendor will stay there until I come back for it. By being there, reminding them of who I am and what I am, and make sure I can come back without an army. A haven of sorts with the likes of Altima and Sunaman to welcome me home. And he did some funky shit with some of the High Lords, too. We didn't really get into because we got another chapter to get into. So he says, we're going to Ruidian, baby. And they're like, you're not an IO chief. Maureen's like, is this because of the Terangriel? Is all this shit because of the Terangriel? Tell me.
Right.
And he's like, just trust me. I trusted you. You trust me. And she's like, fine. But it says, quote, I will not let you go to the shadow. I have worked too long to allow that, whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. That's foreboding. That's kind of foreshadowing.
Yeah. And then the next chapter is called Out of the Stone, and it's pretty much Rand and everyone splitting. Bye, Tyr. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Yo, Holmes. Smell you later. What else? See you later,
Matt.
alligator. After a while, alligator.
Matt, come with us.
Okay.
And Rand is leading the procession, but is not dressed as like anything proper. It says Rand rode easily in a shirt sleeve, sure none of the onlookers could take him for anyone out of the ordinary. And he's enjoying his anonymity. He's like, yeah, all these people are here. They're watching us proceed, but they probably think it's for maybe Maureen or Lan or something. Yeah, I'm the dragon, but they don't know that. I could just be some rich dude. Which, in this day and age, it's like that's the rocket going to the moon. There's a couple of rich dudes on there. Yeah. Anyway.
Nice.
Thank you. And he says, quote, no one expected him to mete out justice or rule a nation. He could simply enjoy riding in anonymity, enjoying the rare breeze. So it's a beautiful day in Tyr. The breeze is coming. It's not sweltering. It's great. He's enjoying the ride. And he's got
he's on vacation.
300.
He's got 300 leagues of vagina to explore.
I'm sorry. Go on.
What?
He has 300 vaginas.
300 leagues of vagina.
Yeah, 300 leagues of vagina to explore.
How many vaginas to a league?
I'm not sure. I'm not good at math.
Guys, it doesn't matter. BR is getting his shot glass tomorrow.
Oh, let's go.
Fantastic.
Let's
No,
go.
God, but I can, like pull my shirt down. a little bit.
Seriously, can't wait.
I know.
Oh,
I'm not
good
good at
girl.
math, but I can be like.
BR's got a shot glass. I can't wait to meet everyone in person.
Hell yeah, let's
we
party.
will be selling stickers. We'll be giving our stickers, selling. Yeah, it's amazing. What's
I
going
was
on?
supposed to get my way to
Josh, I missed your bored, slack, jaw-faced.
You know what, BR? You should miss my slack-jawed, wig-haired,
Yeah,
fucking
right.
weird face. Andrew.
Yeah, it's hard to determine the ratio.
Right
It's
now,
not a-
1/4. I hope
1 to 4. No.
vagina to non-vagina ratio. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how many maidens of the spear are there?
What?
None.
Glenn, you're not going to be there, JCon?
Well,
Will you be at WatCon? Tell us that.
you
be at
why? Why? Okay. Okay.
And
I feel
Glenn,
like these
we
people
need to
private
talk.
message
Let's
us.
get
Why?
you on a
Why?
private talk soon.
Better explain
What?
yourself.
What? BR?
Explain yourself.
What? I'm so bummed. BR, I want to smuggle BR in my
I don't know how I
suitcase.
could be y'all. I'm your favorite. What
I
the?
know.
Why?
Kinda-
Why? I don't even know why, but like that's super flattering. And
So I heard
thank
all
you.
all vaginas are not the same size.
You got the wrong information, buddy.
Roger with that, dude.
Also, yeah, no vaginas are, and also,
Yeah.
there's lots to
Right.
talk about.
Yeah.
That.
When Morrissey said some girls are
When
bigger
we
than
needed-
others.
WatCon.
All right, we do have still a little bit more.
Let's do this.
So let's try.
Focus,
and,
motherfuckers.
let's do
Oh, we're not
reading focus a little
done?
bit.
Fucking
Not
Christ.
right,
shit,
not
but
even
before
close.
we end-
Come on,
Okay.
All right.
not even close.
Shit.
man.
Okay, you know what?
I thought we were
Fuck.
done.
Well,
My bad.
let's-
Just
Let's
started
go,
the chapter.
Let's go!
Just started the chapter.
Let's do this.
Are we doing chapter 21?
I'm so sorry.
We're on.
Jen. I'm so sorry for
Nah,
that.
bruh.
Why are you
We're on
watching this
22,
show?
bruh.
We're on
Bruh.
22.
So sorry, Brother Dan.
Well, maybe we should stop. We were already over 2 hours. I mean, maybe we
It's
should
9:30. Let's
kill
go
it.
to bed.
Yeah, let's just fucking kill it. So,
Okay,
guys,
then.
yeah,
Let's get out of the stone. Fucking-
let's get yeah. All right, so we're
Oh God.
yeah, we haven't even done this chapter. We just started the chapter. Let's just stop. Let's just stop.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
it's like-
Ah!
Yep.
All right, we
Okay,
love everybody.
I'm gonna,
I
my
tried.
brain
Okay,
is
okay.
gonna scream.
We love
Todd,
all the time. We
Your
love
brain
it's okay.
gonna scream
Martin
for like a
Sheen.
week.
We love vaginas.
Guys, get
I don't know.
get to reading you filthy
Yes, it is.
animals.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Love
it
you and I'm
is.
proud of you.
Mhm.
Bye.
Mhm.